You may not recognize me. I have to do my videos for YouTube from an undisclosed location in Vancouver, Washington, overlooking the Columbia River above the airport. I don't think that I'm free to talk, so I have to wear a disguise so I will not be recognized and abused by a bunch of deranged maniac lunatics with torches surrounding my compound, playing loud rock music with those big bass speakers. They power those cars with those damn things. They don't even need an engine. It's air power. They boom, and the car moves forward. I'm here to talk to you this morning about money. I like to talk about money. I can talk about a lot of things, but money is one of my favorite things. Money. Let's put a rich guy up here. We'll call him Donald. He's very happy, this Donald. Donald wears a dress. We're not going into that on this video this morning. Now, Donald has a vacuum cleaner. It's a very expensive vacuum cleaner, and it has one of those round turret things so it can sweep everywhere. I myself have a robotic vacuum cleaner, but I'm not going to tell you where my compound is or somebody would come and steal the damn thing. Blast it! Anyway, Donald's up here. He's happy. Now, down here we have the workers, the people. They produce money by working, and then they get paid. That's how the money comes to be. Of course, that Federal Reserve made the money. They just made it out of thin air. How does that work? How did we not get involved with that? Wouldn't it be wonderful? We need more money. Poof! You've got more money. There's nothing behind it. Ron Paul's got that one right. Anyway, all of us here, we work. We are the workers. Or, for the sake of this video, I will call you slaves. Okay, you're the slaves. It also is possible that you are the consumers. Consumer. Now, consumer in this case of the economy has an entirely different meaning. Consumer means a person who uses things up. Who's the consumer here? It's Donald. See, Donald with his vacuum cleaner, he sucks up all the money from everybody. Then he's got the money, and these people don't. Now, he does this a number of unique ways. He owns a cellular phone company, and you have to have a cellular phone, right? So he gets the money. The reason for this, remember this dollar sign up here, which is getting a little confused? That dollar sign is the limited amount of money. Now, Donald here doesn't want to work. He just wants to use his vacuum cleaner to suck up all the money. And if your money's all sucked up and Donald's got it and he doesn't have to pay taxes, listen, buckaroo. Remember I said slave? You, buckaroo, are a slave now. Because if you look in the Funkin' Wagnall, which I'm very fond of using, the Funkin' Wagnall will tell you that a slave is a person who works, who does labor, and he doesn't get any money for it. Now, it kind of passed through your hands, but you didn't get it. So you are the slaves. Now, how did all of this kind of thing start? We have a class system in the United States of America today. And the way that class system used to work is you went to college and then you joined the upper class. You were guaranteed to make more money. So it made sense. I mean, I was at an in-service meeting for teachers here just a couple years ago, and they said, inspire every student to excel and become a teacher. There will always be jobs in education, and teachers get paid quite well. I mean, you may think they don't, because they're always telling you teachers are underpaid. Well, the truth is, of course, they make enough money to buy food, clothing, shelter, insurance, maybe even a Lexus. And when they get tenure, then the world is that teacher's oyster. And if he marries a teacher, it's a panacea of excitement and joy. It's the $400,000 house right next to the school, the electric Prius going back and forth. How wonderful it is. It used to be. But I knew Ronald Reagan. I know I don't look like I did, but I did. How did this happen, Jer? Well, Lee Marvin owned a radio station, and I was the program director of the radio station, and Ronald Reagan was the head of the Screen Actors Guild. They made a lot of movies in Lancaster, including one with a flying saucer called The Invaders or something. It was so fun to walk down a dirt path and around a hill, and there was the set for that movie, the big flying saucer. Oh, those were exciting times. Watch my friend's face from Los Angeles as they saw the UFO. And I took command, reached for my laser gun. That's an entirely different story. I once hung up on Ronald Reagan. He had a cellular phone in his car. Reagan said, I don't know, this is going to be too long if I tell you what Reagan actually said. It'll be in the book. Reagan, anyway, I hung up on him, and I said, this guy is so far to the right, he's going nowhere in politics. Of course, I didn't know that he was about to become governor. I did not know that he would become president. I mean, what are the odds? But President Reagan, who I knew, was not a big believer in the educational system in California. When he became governor, he changed all that. He did what Republicans do. He let private industry handle the college educations. See, when I went to college, I could have become a doctor. I could have obtained a Ph.D. for free, other than the fact that I had to buy the books. And boy, I was really pissed off about that. I had no idea what was yet to come. Now a young man that's a friend of mine graduates from college, and he's a teacher in Seattle. And he's in debt over $100,000 for the education. And he questions, maybe I should have just taken a job at McDonald's and lived happily ever after, because the money he makes is getting sucked up by that Donald dude. It's a real mess. And it's a class system, too. Tell him you went to Tijuana Trade Tech. That's where I always profess I went. Tijuana Trade Tech may have been a correspondence school, but you've got the diploma on your wall. Try to get a job when the guy down the hall has got one from Harvard. And you'll see we have a class system, and it's done by education. But now, even the people that suck have managed to figure out a way to take all of that money from those that are in the upper crust of our little X's. But there's still an X down here. It's a real mess. Believe me. You should listen to a Republican president that the Republicans don't talk about very much. His name is Dwight D. Eisenhower, and he said, as he left the office of president, beware of the industrial military complex, and we didn't do that. Today, the young people can't find jobs. I don't know where the president is mandated to find jobs for every young person in the country. I don't see it in the Constitution anywhere. Yet, they can't find jobs. If they go to college, they may find a job, but they're going to be so much in debt, they're not going to be able to buy the Lexus and the big expensive house. We have no police protection. I cannot tell you how many things I've had stolen in the past month. Just started all off at 3 saxophones. One of them was called a Naked Lady. I never knew it was called a Naked Lady, but that saxophone was valued at over $3,500. It, a York saxophone at $1,500, and a new Conn saxophone. It was taken. It's because I'm old. They used to wait till you died before they took things. Now they just up and take them. It's very frustrating when the police won't even bother to look for the person doing it. They've got the walk, and they'll continue to do it. What can a person do? Have a great week. If you'll excuse me, Jer's going